Yeah, so we will start now. One sec. Yeah, so welcome all. We'll start now, and we have done till here. Yesterday we have done till here. We have seen the forms and all. So we'll go ahead, and someone was telling that when the positioning and all will be done. Today is the positioning and all those things will be done, and centering everything, and those things are generally nowadays done by Flexbox and Grid, and that will be done tomorrow. Flexbox and Grid, that will be done tomorrow. Flexbox will do. Flexbox is used for layout, and Flexbox is the most important thing for layout nowadays, and it's very easy also. Then 2 days we'll learn about CSS grids. Okay, so that is there. If you're all able to see my screen, and as always, today also attendance will be taken. Those who are new here, in this 5-day series, we take attendance daily towards the end. So stay tuned and give the attendance. Okay, so let's get started, and this is what, hope you're all able to see my screen and all. Okay, so let's get started. So today the first thing which we are going to learn is the alignment and floating. Just as I was telling that through Flexbox we can do layout. So earlier what used to happen, Flexbox was released in 2015. Okay, and Grid was released 2 years after that. Okay, before that what used to happen, everything used to be through your floats, and floats had a very bad name for itself, and it is the reason Bootstrap and other framework which are not actually CSS, they rose into the fame, because a float is not that much easy, don't have that much feature. So CSS was earlier very scary. Now you don't have to be scared of CSS, because the Flexbox and Grid had made CSS very easy, so you don't have to get scared anymore. Okay, so that is there. So let's get started with the float, but we'll learn a bit of float anyways. So let us go here, and after this, as I've told, it is used for layout. See, right now what we have done, it is just the CSS, but you can use a layout with this. Okay, so after this, I'll again have a char and a VR and a VR, and here I will have a div block and h2 of heading 1 and a p of lorem, the p of lorem 15 I'll take like this. Okay, so I will repeat this thing 2 more times. What we're going to do first, we are going to learn to make a 3-column layout with floats. So with the famous 3-column layouts, we're going to make it with this. So I will do this. So what will happen, they will come one after the another, because they are div, they are block level element, so they will come one after the another. So how to use floats in that? So this block, I'll go to this block and then come here and do a dot block and float left and width of 33.33%. The moment I do float left, everything will be floating through the left, but without a width it will not show anything. Okay, so if I remove this thing, I'll do a float left, just see, nothing will happen. But so you have to give a width also. So 3 of them are there, so width is 33.33%. so I'll do this. The moment I do this, see, all of them have moved like this, one after the another. Okay, floats sometime have one issue. Okay, so do I have Firefox? Sometimes what happens with floats, see, sometimes this issue comes in Firefox, sometimes this issue comes in Chrome, I don't know, means sometime in your anything to come. See, the issue is that, so issue is very much clear here. See, there was a HR after this thing, HR after all these floats. The HR is not shown here anymore. The HR is not there. Here also it is not there. So the problem with floats is that it messes up. It literally messes up with the, okay. So it messes up with the layout. So when we do something as float, we are changing it from the natural order. So we are taking it from one place to taking it to the other place, taking it from the natural place. Okay. So what happened in this case is it something messes up with the layout. So that is a sort of a bug in this float. Okay. So we have to remove this thing. So how do we remove this thing? So we will remove this thing, or a fix is there. So this fix is a very old kind of fix. It is not like this is from beginning. As I'm telling, floats are from 1995. So very old thing. So how do we remove this thing? So we remove this thing by having a empty div. We'll have an empty div here, and this is generally known as clear fix. Div dot clear fix. Clear fix. Empty div of clear fix I'll do, and then what I am going to do, I'm going to go here and do a dot clear fix and clear both. I'll do clear fix and clear both. See, now this issue is solved, and even in this Firefox, this thing has been shown. The horizontal row has been shown. Here, anyways, it was shown. So this is what we have to do every time. Clear fix. Whenever we use some float or on, we have to use this clear fix. Okay, clear fix and clear both. So that is there. So now we are going to see a 2-column layout with floats. Okay. So clear both we are doing because there is a float right also. Is there? Okay. So do this. We'll come here after this. We'll come here, and live. So let us take an ID now. Okay. ID main ID and H2 heading and T bottom 20 and sidebar, and it will only have a P of lorem. So like this it will be there, and let us have some this clear fix also will have, so that we don't get that issue again. So I will have this clear fix, and then maybe a HR, save it. So anyways, this will be shown like this. Okay, now we are going to do the floats in it. So here, first thing is that I will choose this main block, hash main block, float left and width of 70% and hash side bar and float right and width of 30%. So we can give these things also. Float left of 70%, float right of 30%. Okay. So if I save it, see, a proper 2-column layout has been done. Okay. The sidebar is here and it is there. This is how the proper 2-column layout is. The float is done actually, and we have already used the clear fix, so we will not get an issue. Now I want to show one more thing, which is known as border box. Okay. This is not related with float. This is related with something known as a border box, which is very, very important in CSS. In all the projects, you're going to see that we give some border box property. So this is related to that. Okay. So let us now give that. So we'll come here, and after this width, I'll have a padding of 15 pixel and border of 1 px solid, maybe black, and again the same thing I'm going to have here. So now see what happened just now. I added a padding on the border, and so what happens, this is total 16 pixel. This is total 16 pixel. 15 plus 16, one pixel is there, so it is added there. So what just happened, the width is 70% plus 16 pixel, width is 30% plus 16 pixel. So it is like that. It is so it happens because by default everything is a content box. Okay, content box. There is a property known as a box sizing, which is by default it is content box. So if I save it, see, nothing, no changes will be there. Content box means the width is different from padding and border. So if I make it as a border box, I make it as a border box, save it. See, now what will happen? The width, the 70% of width includes the padding and the border also. So border box means include the border. So this is how you can remember it. Border hope you're all able to see me. One sec. Okay, I think the technical issue is solved. One sec. I'll have to do some setup. Okay, one second. The technical issue is solved. Okay, so let me share my screen again. So sorry, there was some technical issues, and you might be able to see me. Let me do one more thing. Okay, hope you're able to hear me also, because the mic was suddenly changed. Okay, so we are live again. Okay, one sec. Okay, so we were going to learn about positioning, and as I've told, positioning is a very important thing. With positioning is, as I told, float is not used that much, but positioning is something which is used a lot now also. See, what happens, position is a very powerful concept in CSS. Even if you use Flexbox or Grid or anything else, positioning is a very powerful technique. Okay, so I think I have to do my video off, and I think we are gone again, or what? Are you able to see me? One sec. Okay, I think I'm live again, and you're all able to see me, because there is always a 2-second delay or what, and sometimes it's very difficult. Okay. Okay, I think you're all able to see me. Okay, so I was thinking that whether it was not able to, I was not able to see. Okay, so we are going to learn about positioning in CSS. So positioning is actually very important topic. With it, what happened, you can place anything anywhere. Sometimes nowadays the designer gives very tough design. So even with Flexbox, Grid, and all those things, it is not possible to place anything anywhere. So that's why is one of the reason we use positioning. So let's get started. In the index.html, we'll go. After this, I will create a div position box and do, and h1 CSS and two hash codes. So I've created a position box, just a position box, just like the CSS and crash course it is been showing. So let us convert it into a box now first. So I'll go here and do a dot position box and width of 800 pixel and height of 500 pixel and border of 1px solid black. So just a width of 800 pixel, height of 500 pixel, and a border has been created. Now what I wanted to do, see, the natural flow is like the CSS is coming, and after that the crash course is coming. So I want to move this crash course. I want to move this CSS below the crash course. CSS I want to move below the crash course. And this is something which we can do with position. Okay, so how we can do it with position? So first I will target this h1. I'll target this h1. So I'll do dot position box, and h1 is like position is absolute, and the moment I give position absolute, I get access to 4 properties. One is top, left, right, and bottom, so that we can move it anywhere. With top, left, right, and bottom, slide thing also we can move. Okay, so I'll do a top of 40 pixels. So I want to move it from the top. I want to move this CSS from the top. From here, I want to move it. So I will do the top of 40 pixels. The moment I give the top of, let me come in. Okay, the CSS is not nowhere to be found. Where is the CSS gone? The CSS is actually came here. This CSS have actually came here, if you can see. So instead of moving it inside the box, it has come from the top here, from the top of the browser 40 pixels. So why did it came here? Because the position absolute always comes with another property, means it is like a pair with the position relative. And the thing is that the position relative, you have to make the parent as position relative. So what is that parent of this h1? Parent of this h1 is this div, which is have a class of position box. So I have to go here and make this position box. Inside this position box, I have to use this position relative. So now what will happen? All the child will move according to that. Like this position absolute is there, moving according to that. So I'll go here and see. Now it is the CSS are moved from the top 40 pixels. So this is the magic. This is the magic of this position relative and absolute. See, now I can move this thing anywhere in this box. Even those minute things I can move. Means like this, I want to move it like maybe from the top, I want to move it 140 pixels. And from the left, I have to move it 200 pixels. Like this, I'm going to move it. So see, top 140 pixel, left is this, left is 200 pixel. Similarly, I want to move the position box h2. So I'll do that, position box, and h2 I'll move it as position as absolute, and I'll use the other properties now, which is bottom of 40 pixel and right of 200 pixel. Okay, so these two I will do and see. Now what will happen? From the bottom it is making moving to 40 pixel, and from the right it is moving 20 pixel. So this is the benefit. Okay, this is how we do it. And so this is one of the most powerful thing in CSS, this position absolute and position relative. You can move anything anywhere within anything. So that's why that is there. So there is one more thing which is known as a position fixed. What is that? And that is not related to it relative or absolute. So we'll come here and we will create a button here. Actually, we have here and a here, and I'll have a button of fixed button I'll have, and then I will have a class equal to button and fixed button. So why I have taken this class of button? Because I already have a class of button somewhere which I created yesterday. So that is already there. So I'll do this, and the fixed button and a button will be created like this. So because all the styling are taken from there, I want to add something more also. So that's the reason I have taken this fixed button. So I will come here in this fixed button. I'll come and I will do this dot fixed button, and position is fixed and top is 20 pixel. Position fixed and top is 20 pixel. So it doesn't have some relative or something. Just you can give position fixed and top is 20 pixel only. See now what has happened. So it is 20 pixel from the top, but even if I scroll it, it will be there. This is a very popular property, and it is used to make this fixed headers a lot. In almost all site you see the header is fixed. Even if you move it, the header will be there. So like this, and they do it by top of 0 they'll do, and a header they will create, a navbar they will create, fixed navbar you can create it with this. So this is a very powerful thing. Okay, so save it, and it is there like this. So that is there. Now we're done with position. Positioning is this much only. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to learn is the background images. Background images are a very powerful thing in CSS, especially with CSS, because we can use background image without the image tags. The images we show in a site with the image tag, but here we have a property to show the image without that. So I will have a image here. Okay, so I will have a folder known as images. I'll have, and let us have some from Unsplash. As always, unsplash.com, and go and yeah, and go like this. Desktop setup. I want a bit smaller image. Okay, I want image of 6. No, it is very big. Okay, this one I'll do 640 into 426. This is very important to know the dimension what I'm taking, because we are going to do something with this. Okay, so show in Finder, and this I have to right click and reveal in Finder. For Windows user, it will be coming as reveal in Explorer. So I'll go to these images. I'll take this and do it here and close it, and splash like this. I'll do it is open. So I have this image as Unsplash here. So I want to show it. Actually, I want to show it exactly inside this box, not outside, exactly inside this box which I have created, which is of 800 into 500 pixels. So let us show it here. So how I can show it here directly? There is something known as a property known as a background image property. I will use that, and then the URL I'll take, and then here dot images and unsplash.jpg. I'll take, save it. See now what will happen. See, the image is coming, but it is repeating itself. See, this base is there, it is repeating itself. Here also it is repeating itself. So I don't want this thing, although the image was there, but it is repeating itself. It is not a good thing. So what I will do, I'll do a background repeat of no repeat. Save it. Now my problems are bigger because it is not repeating itself, but this blank space is there. So now what to do? Now the thing which I have to do is the background size as cover, and this is a very powerful property. What it does, it expands the image to fit the everything. And this background size cover, it expands in a way that the image will not be distorted. So you take with this background image, any image, then do the background repeat, no repeat, because it might be happening that it's a smaller image, and then do the background sizes cover. Okay, what will happen if it's a bigger image? Let us see what will happen if it's a bigger image. So I will actually comment this out now, and I will take a bigger image. Same image, I will take it as a bigger. So maybe I'll take the largest one. Okay, 4500. It's huge. Actually, it is very huge. Okay, so again, now I'll come here and do the here reveal in Finder. I'll do, and this images I'll go, and this I will go, and I will say it as something else. I should say, so I'll say it as large unsplash.jpg. I'll do that, large unsplash.jpg, and now instead of this I'll show the 𝐿ARGE large unsplash.jpg. Save it. Now I can show only the top part of it, a very small top part I'm going to see of it. Okay, so now what to do? Now we have a problem. So the first thing is that, let me see if I do it as background repeat, no repeat. Actually no difference will be there because the image was quite big. So now I will get rid of this property, background size cover, and it is showing perfectly. So even if it is a smaller image, bigger image, it doesn't matter. You use these two property blindly and it will fix every image. The distortion, see, when people who are new in CSS, they try to add an image tag and then they try to fit it in something with the width and the height, the image gets distorted. So it's better to put it in a background image and then do this thing. Okay, so that is there. Okay, and this is how it is done. Now the last thing here which we are going to do, maybe we are having some time, so we might start with Flexbox also today, because I don't want to waste our time and all. If I have some time on the last day, maybe I will do some projects. I'll do some projects, so it will be good for all of you. Okay, so the last thing which we are going to do is the pseudo property. There is something known as pseudo property, which I think we've seen the hover property, but with that pseudo property we can do something very nice. So I'll come here, and here I'll have a HR and BR and BR and HR and have, and UL dot my list and have, and align item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this thing I'm going to have, save it. Now I have this ally. Okay, now I have this ally. So what I'm going to do, this my list I'm going to choose. Got my list, and then the ally I will target, ally and first child I will target, and background is maybe Rebecca purple. I'll do. See the first child, ally, first child, my list I'm choosing, and then the ally I'm choosing, and the first child is the first one, is the item. Like this I can choose. Now similar to this, I can do the dot my list and comma dot my list and ally last child. As you might have guessed, like last child means the last one. So similar to this, dot my list and ally, I can take ally. Nth child is also, nth child is actually something which is used a lot. Nth child, you can give the number here, so I will give the number 5 maybe, and background is light blue maybe, so 5. So fifth one will be like this. So there is a very good trick in this nth child. So let us see that, and for that what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually this again, and it will be dynamic list, a new list I'm making, which is known as dynamic list. Save it. So see, a new list is there. So I'll come here and do the dot dynamic list, and ally is nth child as I'll have a even, and the background is maybe light green, and dot dynamic list and ally odd is light blue. So even and odd, and this pattern is actually very much popular. Even and odd is there, and it doesn't matter if it increases also, it will be increased according to that. So you don't have to keep a count of it and all, so it will just increase. Okay, so 9 and 10 I'll do, and it will be done like this. Okay, it will be increased. So we have finished this basics. This is a lot quicker, and generally I start the Flexbox from day 3, but if we have time right now, so let us start with Flexbox also. Okay, so give me 1 sec, and we will start with CSS Flexbox. Okay, so it's better that we have finished and might have some time on the last day, then we will do some projects on the last day. Okay, as I told, what is Flexbox? Flexbox is a layout technique. Okay, layout technique. I will actually dispose it off and okay, and close it. Where did I have this? Is what a second. Okay, this one. So I created a new folder as Flexbox. Inside the Flexbox, I will have some more folders because we need to do. I'll leave some. All this code I will put the GitHub link. Okay, Flexbox one. I'll put it here. As usual, index.html and style.css, and the index.html will have this hash and Xbox one. Think CSS, and we'll have some basic CSS here, so basic HTML here, and we'll start with Flexbox. See, Flexbox, see, there is a div of container. There is a one rule with Flexbox and CSS Grid. So Flexbox is always applied on the container. 80% of the properties will be applied to the container, which is the parent, means not a container. To the parent it is applied. So here this container, this div is the parent of all of this div. So I will apply this Flexbox on this thing. Okay, I'll apply it on this, which is the parent. I'll apply. Okay, so I will save this and I'll go live. And it is like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 because they are coming one after the another. I'll have some basic styling also, and then we are going to start with Flexbox, and I'll explain the basic styling what I have taken. I'll do it. And the basic styling is like box sizing is border box, which we have seen that if you take the box sizing and border box, then the padding and the border are included in the width. So this is very important. In all big project we take this thing. And then the dot box I'm taking. What is this dot box? Dot box is this thing. Dot box I'm taking as color white, a font size. I'm giving a big font size, text align center, and padding. Now I'm also taking different background color for different things. So I'll save it now. See, now it will come like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It will come like this. Normal flow is like this. But the moment I give Flexbox to this container, I'll come here and I'll give a dot container and a display of flex idea. See what will happen. It is coming one after the another. You might be thinking, okay, it is like a float left. No, it is not like a float left. And Flexbox has a lot of things you're going to see. And Grid has got even more things. So display flex I have done. And see what is happening the moment that display flex I've done. And float is generally not applied on the parent and all. It applied on the children directly, means directly whatever is there. Two things are there, it will apply on that. But here I'm applying it on the parent, with a parent div. And all of the children. So it is very important to understand the direct children. Always the direct children become like this. Okay, direct children will come one after another. If some div has got some other children, which is this, for this div it will be grandchildren. Okay, we use all these terms in programming, especially in HTML. So if it is got some grandchildren, it will not be applied to the grandchildren. It will be applied to its children only. Flexbox will be applied to the children only, wherever we apply it. So container I'm applying, so it is getting applied to the children. So all of them are coming one after the another. So this comes like this. Okay, so this is display flex, and there is let me give one more thing, which is like the border is 5px solid black. I'll give save it. So black is coming display flex, and now I'm going to do hi hash. Okay. Please do like and subscribe. If you're not like and subscribe, we're doing so much, means daily we are having this live streaming for the past 4 months and all. So you can go through a lot of other playlists and all also. And a lot of people have completed the assignment which we have given on the weekend. So I will tell about them tomorrow. Okay, so that is there, and 5 pixel solid black I've taken. Flex is taken. So there is one more thing which is known as inline flex. Although we don't use it that much, but let me tell about it. Inline flex. If I do, see the border is ending here only in inline flex. But as I told, we don't use it that much, so we'll stick back to this thing. So now what I'm going to do? Now I'm going to do one thing, which is the height as 100 vertical height. So what is this 100 vertical height? Vertical height is like something like we have this EM RAM pixel. So this is actually introduced recently. 100 VH means vertical height. The whole of the viewport height it will take. Whole of the viewport height it will take. So whole of the screen height it will take. So it is known as 100 vertical height. So one more thing is that Flexbox and Grid. Some people like Flexbox a lot, and the thing is that you can create complicated layout with Flexbox. And generally in our channel we recommend you to go through all the challenges of front-end mentor. That is the only way to learn CSS, because front-end mentor is as close as to a production site as what happens in real life scenario also. And designer give you the layout, UX designer give you a layout, and as a developer, as a front-end developer, you have to make it. So front-end mentor is close to that, and we already have done 2 times the front-end mentor on this channel by Mosam. It was done 2 times. A lot of front-end mentor projects were done. Soon we are going to do a lot of other front-end mentor projects also, because we want all of you people to do a lot of projects, not only this theory and all, and getting the participation certificate. We want you to get a completion certificate, doing those projects, adding to your portfolio, adding to your LinkedIn. That is the thing which we want from all of you. Okay, so that is there, and let's get going. And what is there in Flexbox? Flexbox is by default, what happens in Flexbox? Flexbox is unidirectional or one direction. If you don't give anything, there is a main axis in Flexbox and a cross axis. The main axis always run from left to right, and there is a property related to that which is known as flex direction as row. Flex direction as row. So nothing will happen, because by default flex direction is row only is there. And the moment I make it as column, see, it will move from top to down. So what happens? The direction change. Now the direction is from top to down. This is known as a flex direction as column. We have the main axis changes actually. Okay, so that is there. And now let us remove this thing and make it back like what it was. So what happens if I give a box, this box, some width? Okay, so this box some width I will give. So I'll give this dot box and width of 300 pixel again. Okay, 300 pixel again. Save it. So what happened? There was some empty space here. It moved it there. Okay. So if I right click and inspect and see, there is a thing in Chrome. What happens if you take it like this? It will show me the exact width. Exact width is like 1151 pixel, 132 pixel, 152 pixel, 170 pixel, 1902 pixel, 1907 pixel. What does 1907 pixel means? Means the highest it is like this, 1907 pixel. So now what is happening here? Okay, I've given a width of 300 pixel. So this is nowhere near to 300 pixel, because 300 pixel into 10 is 3000 pixel. So that means each of the boxes hardly 100 pixel. It's not even like that. Also, it is happening when I am taking it to the end. So that means it is something is wrong here. So no, nothing is wrong here. What happens in Flexbox? If there is a property known as Flexbox, if you don't give it, it is by default it is wrap. It will try to adjust the sizes according to the screen. So that is how Flexbox is very much responsive. So if you don't want that property, by default there is a property known as flex wrap, which is no wrap by default. If I want to use this width as 300 pixels, everything should be 300 pixels, and make the flex wrap as wrap. See, now what will happen? Each of the boxes 300 pixel, and if it is the third box is not able to fit here, it will go down. And Flexbox is completely responsive. If I see the 3, let me have this much only. And let me have this thing like this, because anyways our CSS styling we can write it like this. So see what is happening here right now. See this 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and whatever. If I make it a bit more, not this one, make this a bit. See, it will keep adjusting like this. If I make it like this, it will keep adjusting like this. So this is what is a Flexbox is all about, and a lot of other things are also there. In Flexbox, we might take it to the next day. Okay, so it will go to the next day. So for sure. Okay, so one more thing is there. There are some flex item properties are there. Okay, so most of the flex item properties which we are going to see. Okay, we are going to see not today. Okay, so let me remove this thing now. And again it will become 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. So there is a property of order. There is a property of, again I'm taking 300 pixels, so it is taking whatever the space was there. So there is a property of order, which is actually an individual property. By default, what happens, everything has an order of 0. So now if I choose like this box 3 and order of 1 I will take, and the dot box 5 and order of 2 I will take, save it. So see, everything is of order 0, 0, 0, 0, and but this one is of order 1, so it has come after that. 3, 5 has come even after that because it is of order 2. So this is something is there. Okay, order, and this is the individual property. This I'm not giving it on the parent of container, so that is there. So now the next thing which we are going to learn in Flexbox is a very important thing, which is known as the alignment and centering, and it forms the basis of Flexbox actually. And there is a very good site. Okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, we are going to do it in the same thing only. So there is a very good site, and if you go in Google and search CSS Flexbox, the first or the second link will be this. They keep on changing. Most probably nowadays it is the second link. The CSS, there is a CSS strict article. This is a very good article, so you should refer it whenever you are working in Flexbox. This is one of the most means the the SEO is so high. So it is the second article it is coming. So what happens, all the things which you have learned till there, now this has got all in a nice pictorial format. Has got left hand side all the container property are there, right hand side the individual property are there. So all these things you can quickly come, if you want to see, you can quickly come and see. So right now what makes Flexbox so powerful is this, some properties are there like justify content, align items. Those properties are there which makes Flexbox very, very powerful. So we are going to look into them now. Those properties we are going to look. So first property which we are going to look is the justify content property. So this defines the alignment along the main axis. It helps distribute the extra space left over when other are in flavor. The main thing is that it defines the alignment along the main axis. Let us see with it with an example. So this, all these things are there, and I will remove all these things. Okay, display flex, and border is 5px solid dark brown. Okay, I'll give the attendance. So they have to prepare the attendance. Giving in 1 second the attendance one. So mark your attendance here. Okay, so this is a strict article we were seeing. So we are going to look into, if you do like this flex anyways, it will come like this. Okay, I have not even. Okay, so this will be shown like this. Now we are going to see this justify content, which is along the main axis. So we'll do that. So justify content as flex start. If I do this, nothing will happen. It will be at the start only it is there, because by default it is at the start. Then I'll do the end, flex end. So everything will move to the end. See how powerful Flexbox is. The flex end I have done. Now I can move it to the center. So it will move to the center. Everything will move to the center. Okay. Then there are three other property. One is space around is there. So space around, what is happening? Space around, some spaces are there here, some spaces are there. There is a space around. Then there is a space evenly. Space evenly, the space will be evenly. And then there is a space between, and space between will hide everything. Is the all the spaces will go. All the spaces will go, space between is like this. Okay. So that is there, and this is about the justify content. Though, but the thing is that if we change the direction, then in Flexbox actually everything changes. So before changing the direction, so that is something which you have to keep notice in Flexbox. I will change the font size a bit, okay, because that is a bit big, and make the font size a bit small, and then that let this be flex and so flex and everything will move like this, and then I'll move the height as 100 vertical height. I'll do and save it. So everything will move like this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the flex direction. So the moment we change the flex direction, Flexbox, what happens? Main axis changes. Right now the main axis is from left to right. It will now change from top to down. So it will change from top to down. So it will start moving like this. So top to down. So flex end is the end. So if I like now, I will do all this other thing like flex end, flex start. We'll move to the start. Then center. We'll move to the center. Then all those three properties are also there. Space around. It's like a bit of a space is there. A space between and space evenly. We'll have this space even. So this is how this is done. Okay. So now we'll look into the other thing known as the, after the justify content, we'll look into another thing known as the align item. And when we're going to look into CSS Grid, you're going to see CSS Grid is even more powerful than this thing. Okay. So this align item we are going to see now. And this align item, I will move this back to 100 pixel, and text and all is there. Display, this is okay, and remove it. Flex direction I will also remove. So align item is the default behavior on the flex elevate and the cross axis. By default, if we don't give flex direction, the cross axis is from top to down. So it is from top to down. Okay, so that is there. So now I will do the align items as stretch. By default, it is stretch, means stop. It is stretching everything. Okay, so now I will move this to as a, so it doesn't have what so many other properties, only this other properties are there. No space around, a space between, all those things are not there. So I'll do this as flex start, I'll do. So everything will move to the start. Flex end, I'll do. So everything will move to the end. Then there is a something known as a center. So center, everything will move to the center. Okay, so that is there. Now we have one more property here. So the space around and space between, all those things are not there. But there is a baseline property is there. So baseline, what happens is you're seeing this text, all of the text, the base of it is same. So that's why it is known as a baseline. Okay. So if you miss the first class attendance, go back to yesterday's recording and see it is in there in the live chat. By this time, yesterday's recording live chat is available. Go there and fill it from there. Okay, fill it from the live chat from there. So we never give the links at some other places. It is always in the live chat. If you miss it, you missed it. But as I'm giving you the way to fix it, because the live chat will be available, and I will consider that live chat. Go to the live chat. Yesterday's live chat will be available. You just have to see yesterday's videos, and it will be there. So align item is like center is okay. But what I'm going to do now, this boxes, I'm going to make this boxes as a bit of different sizes. Okay, so font size I'm overriding it. What will happen? These boxes are shown as a different size. Right now, line item center is there. So with that, instead of the center, I'll do it as baseline and save it. So see what will happen in the baseline. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are all of this? See the base of it. So base, it is like that. Through the base, a line has been created. So through the base, a line has been created and everything is coming fine. So this is what is known as a baseline. This is what is known as a baseline, and this is how it works. And that is the CSS background image. I have already told about it, and also we will we'll end here, and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. And tomorrow Flexbox will complete quickly because Flexbox only small thing is remaining. After that, we'll start with the CSS Grid. Okay, so maybe on the last day we might have some time, and we'll do some project from front-end mentor project. I'll do a small project from front-end mentor, and that will take less time. So we'll do that. So you'll understand how to do the project also. Okay, so we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time, 8:30 p.m. IST, and thank you all for attending. Bye.